What's up, folks? It's Jack here, and I'm coming at you on the morning of the day that I have my induction meeting for my PhD. So it's currently 2 a.m. and I have my induction meeting with Urban Studies at 3 p.m. today, and then I've also got a kind of meet and greet thing with Social and Political Science at 5:15. So that's all really exciting. I can't wait for it. I'm particularly looking forward to the Urban Studies meeting because it's going to be the first time that I actually meet all the other people who are starting their PhD this year. So that is going to be really great. It's going to be great to meet them. You know, we're going to be spending the next 3 years together, so it's going to be great to make some new friends, find out what their interests are, find out what everyone else is researching. I think it's going to be a good day. What else is going on? Yeah, so I finished my master's degree, got my dissertation handed in, which was a big relief. Really happy with it. I think it went really well. And when I was in handing my dissertation in, I thought I'd hit the library. Even though I'm taking a little bit of a break, I'm kind of taking this opportunity that I've got. I've got this little bit of time between finishing off my master's degree and starting my PhD, just kind of meeting up with friends that I've not been, I've been kind of ignoring because I've been doing my dissertation, catching up on some TV shows that I missed. But once I had my dissertation in, I also went to the library and took out a pile of books because I thought would be good to take this opportunity, before we really get into the PhD, to just, make sure I'm up to speed on some stuff like, social theory, research methods, things like that, because I think those are the kind of areas which are really going to differentiate the master's level from the PhD level. Although I could be wrong because I've not actually started the PhD yet properly, so we'll find out. But I think reading's gone really well. I think I'm going to be glad that I did this, took this opportunity to read some of these books. So what else is going on? I have a supervisor meeting this week. We don't have a date set for that, but I'm going to be meeting with my supervisors this week, and I'm also having lunch on Friday with one of my supervisors, and we're collaborating with an outside organisation on the PhD, so we're meeting with the kind of head guy over there, and we're all going to go out for lunch, talk about, how are we going to work together, how are we going to get access to their kind of clients and stuff, what's the process going to be, what do we need to do for them, what do they need to do for us, just stuff like that. So that's going to be really good. It's going to be really just great to get the ball rolling on this. I've been thinking about this project for the last 6 months, and we're finally getting started on it. So it's going to be hopefully the start of a really great period today actually. So I'll bring you all along with me. We'll see how today goes, and so I'll see you soon. Catch you later. Folks, it's Jack here, and today is the day that I have my induction for my PhD. So I'm just walking to the train station, not feeling too nervous, it's the first day and all, but I've kind of been here at this university for a while, so I know my way around. Hopefully I won't get lost, although I might get lost, who knows. I got my travel pass sorted, so I'm just heading for the train, got my postgrad bank account renewed, kind of taking care of a lot of the stuff that I got to do, but all the kind of sideline stuff. But so I'm gonna go and jump on the train and talk to you soon. Hey folks, it's now the day after. I had my induction yesterday and it went really well. I met a lot of really cool people. The people I'm doing my PhD with, huge range of topics, a lot of different experience among the people who are just starting out. So really impressive crowd of people. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know them, kind of all exchanged details, all added each other on Facebook, did that whole thing, which was good. Definitely going to be good to keep in touch with them, because I suppose it's going to be different from the usual classroom experience where I see them every week. Every Tuesday at 10 we get together for a class. I suppose it's not really going to be like that, so it's going to be good. I've got them all on Facebook, we'll keep in touch, which is good. And then what else is going on? I found out that I'm sharing my office with this person, Joanna, who I did my master's with her, so that's really good that we're going to be sharing an office. I hope we don't get on each other's nerves. I'm going to try and keep my annoying habits to a minimum. I'll keep the music on my headphones low and stuff. And yeah, so I've just been to the Freshers' Fair. I don't think I went to the Freshers' Fair last week, but I just went along. It was good to see all the old clubs. I think I might join a few clubs this year. It's on again tomorrow, so I think I'll check out the photo club, some political societies I checked out, met up with some old friends from some old clubs I used to be involved in. So yeah, it was great to, good to meet up with people that I already friends with, and hopefully make some more friends and kind of be active in student life. So yeah, what else is going on? I think that's pretty much it. So I've got a meeting with my supervisor tomorrow, and then I'm meeting with my other supervisor on Friday, and we're doing that collaboration meeting, so that's going to be good. So I'm going to go and get the train, grab some dinner, and I'll maybe check in again tomorrow, let you know how my first supervisor meeting went. Hopefully kind of figure out what I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks, just at the beginning here. What am I supposed to read, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, so I'll see you soon. So I've just had my first supervisor meeting, and it went really well. Just kind of talked about, what should I be doing over the next few weeks, what kind of areas should I be focusing on in my reading, because I guess the kind of general outline of a PhD mostly is you spend your first year doing a kind of literature review, doing a lot of reading pretty much anything you can. Then your second year you start to think about methods and stuff, and then you actually go out and do the research, go and talk to people, and then your third year you kind of write it up. So I bought a notepad and wrote it all down. New school supplies, who doesn't love that? So we're going to be looking, I don't know how much you want to know about the technical stuff about what I'm reading, but we're going to look at kind of street level bureaucracy stuff, kind of governance theories, policy process, how does the government sets a policy, but then how is that actually implemented on the street, how does it feed down, and how does it change? We're also going to be thinking about landlords, because I've spent a lot of my research has been on it's involved thinking about who are tenants, but actually we should probably start to think about, well, who are landlords as well? Why do people become private landlords? Is there what's their motivation? Are they landlords because they want to invest, or did they inherit a property and they would rather not be landlords, but they kind of have to stick with it? So stuff like that, which is going to be good. Kind of talks a little bit about what kind of timescale we want to do these things on. We agreed that we should set some milestones, but we didn't actually agree on what those milestones were yet, because we're going to wait until we can all get together with my other supervisor and really get a proper kind of timetable in place. But we want to make sure that by Christmas we've got a lot of stuff, kind of basically a chapter written on the theoretical stuff, and we've also figured that I should maybe we kind of discuss, maybe I already done my master's degree, but am I maybe missing any kind of education, any elements of my knowledge kind of missing, substantial bits. So we said because it's a qualitative study, I'm going to try and boost my qualitative research skills. So there's a few things that the university offers, but I think I'm going to check out the Scottish School, what is it called, the Scottish Graduate School of Social Science in Edinburgh. Apparently they offer some really good training courses on qualitative methods, so I'm definitely going to check that out. Also thought, even though my PhD is in urban studies, there's going to be a huge legal element to it, so I'm going to need to really understand what the legislation is, and from reading kind of legal textbooks on this, law people talk in a completely different language, so I'm going to try and sit in on some legal courses, maybe some kind of entry-level law courses that university offers, if possible. Haven't really looked into that yet, but yeah, just to kind of get to grips with that, because I think that's going to be important. What else is going on? I think that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to go to Urban Studies at Glasgow. It does kind of movie nights. We're not watching like The Terminator, I don't think, or anything like that. We're going to be watching it's kind of like movies related to the urban issues, not documentaries necessarily, but stuff like that. So I'm going to check that out tonight at 5:30, meet some new people, get a discussion going on whatever it is we watch. I'm not sure exactly what it is that we're watching, and then tomorrow we have what sounds like a really interesting thing. We're going to do kind of tour some areas of Glasgow, probably not the kind of necessarily the kind of tour that you would get in like tourism literature. It's going to be some of the academic staff are going to take us around some of the areas of the city they're interested in. The place we're going, I know the place we're going kind of reasonably well, but I think we're going to get a new perspective on it, which is going to be really good, really interesting, so I'm looking forward to that, and yeah, I'll check back in later.